Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to talk about past participle as adjectives. So indeed, it is used in three ways. First one in perfect tenses, second one in passive voice, third one act as an adjective. So far, we have discussed three types of non-finite verbs, right, in previous videos. What are those? Gerunds, infinitives, and present participles. So why do we call them non-finite verbs? They act as verbs. In addition to that, they also have other functions like nouns, adjectives, adverbs. That's why we call them non-finite verbs. When it comes to finite verbs, they only act as verbs. I hope past participle is clear, right? It acts as an adjective. It is used in passive voice and it is used in perfect tenses. We'll discuss what are past participles, how to identify them. Here I have taken four verbs: cook, cooked, cooked, work, worked, worked, write, wrote, written, play, played, played. So in these verbs, so you take any verb, you take any base verb, it has other forms, right? V2 form, V3 form, and V4 form. So how to identify past participles? Cooked, worked, written, played. So these are all past participles. V3 form of base verbs called past participles. I hope you are able to get clarity, right, of what are past participles. They act as adjectives. They are used in passive voice and perfect tenses. We'll discuss examples one by one, okay? And cooking, working, writing, playing, etc. These are called present participles. So in previous video we discussed, right? So we'll discuss about past participles. First use case. Past participles act as verbs and they are used in perfect tenses only. So we all know about helping verbs. We have be forms, have forms, do forms, right? So in order to make past participles as verbs, we only consider have forms like have, has, had. These three helping verbs help us to decide whether past participles act as verbs or not. So they play an important role. We'll see examples one by one. She has watched this movie. Here, watched is the verb. We had submitted the project before the submission date. You have spoken really good. Here, watched, submitted, spoken. These are past participles. They act as verbs because so they are preceded by has, have, had. So I already told you we only consider have forms has, had, have to make past participles as verbs. Watched, submitted, spoken. So they act as verbs in these sentences. I hope this is clear, right? Because watched, submitted, spoken, these verbs are part in the sentence. So we cannot separate them. So we'll see some more examples to understand the concept. Remember, past participles in perfect tenses are part of the sentence. We cannot separate them. Another five examples. She has prepared breakfast. We will have completed studying 4 years by next year in this college. They have won the match. He has booked a movie ticket. She will have made 100 videos on her YouTube channel by next year. So in these examples, prepared, completed, won, booked, made, these are past participles. They act as verbs. And prepared, completed, booked, made, these are part of the sentence. We cannot separate them. So past participles help us to complete the sentence. So remember this point. In perfect tenses, past participles help us to complete the sentence, and after using past participles in perfect tenses, these sentences give full meaning. we cannot separate them easily. I hope these are clear, right? These examples. So far we have discussed 8 examples. Remember, first use case is done. Past participles act as verbs. We'll see the second use case. So they are used in passive voice. We'll discuss that. Second use case, past participle in passive voice. We all know about passive voice, right? So in my YouTube channel, I made around 8 to 9 videos about passive voice. If you haven't watched, please go through those videos so that you will be able to understand passive voice. We'll see first 3 examples. I drink milk. This sentence is in present simple. Milk is drunk by me. You are choosing a decision. A decision is being chosen by me. He has helped people. People have been helped. In these 3 examples, drunk, chosen, helped, these are past participles. They are used in passive voice. Milk is drunk, a decision is being chosen, people have been helped. These are passive voice sentences, right? And drunk, chosen, helped, they are part of the sentence. We cannot separate them. So these past participles in passive voice help us to complete the meaning of the sentence. So verb 3, drunk means drink, drank, drunk, choose, chose, chosen, help, helped, helped. So V3 form of base verbs, we call them past participles. In third example, he has helped people. Here helped in the sentence, he has helped people. Helped means it acts as a verb. When it comes to, if you change it to passive voice, it becomes, it is used in passive voice. Another 3 examples. They watched a horror movie. This sentence is in past simple. We'll convert to passive voice. A horror movie was watched by them. Ashok was reading a book. This is in past continuous. A book was being read by Ashok. We had won a cup. So the sentence is in past perfect. Let's convert to passive voice. A cup had been won by us. Here washed, read, won. These are past participles. They are used in passive sentences, passive voice. So watched, read, won. These are V3 form of base verbs. Watch, read, win, right? So in sixth example, we had won a cup. In this sentence, won is the V3 form of the base verb win. Here in sixth sentence, we had won a cup. One acts as a verb and it completes the sentence. A cup had been won. In this sentence, it is used in passive voice. So both are different, right? So far we have discussed 2 use cases of past participle. First one, it is used in perfect tenses. Second one, it is used in passive voice. We will discuss the third use case, that is past participles act as adjectives, and this third use case is going to be interesting. Third use case, past participle act as adjectives. We all know the definition of adjectives. Adjectives describe or modify or give information about nouns or pronouns. That is the definition. If you remember the definition of adjectives, you will be able to identify adjectives in any sentence. And we have to know the positions of adjectives. Adjectives are used before nouns and after nouns. We'll discuss examples. Just remember the definition, okay? I am interested in English grammar. So in this sentence, interested is an adjective and it describes the pronoun I. That's why we call it as adjective. Interest, interested means V3 form of the base verb interest. You were confused. Here confused means it describes the pronoun you. You were confused means that is your feeling. That is your emotion. You were confused because something was confusing. So I'm not talking about ing adjectives. I'm talking about past participles. You were confused. So interested, confused. These two past participles act as adjectives. They describe pronouns. We'll discuss more examples, okay? Third example, let me send you booked tickets through the mail. Here, tickets means plural countable. So it could be 10 tickets, 100 tickets, or 1000 tickets. And booked in this sentence, booked acts as an adjective because it is used before the noun tickets. I already told you adjectives are used before nouns. Which kind of tickets? Booked tickets. You always have to ask this question. Okay. We'll see the fourth example. When a dog leaves some food, whenever we keep some food, sometimes some dogs leave some food, right? They don't eat completely. When a dog leaves some food, we consider remaining food as eaten food. Which kind of food? Eaten food. So in this sentence, eat, ate, eaten. Eaten acts as an adjective and it describes the noun food. Food means uncountable noun. Eaten food. Which kind of food? Eaten food. I hope you are able to understand, right? Adjectives are used before nouns and after nouns, and they describe nouns or modify, give information about nouns and pronouns. You always have to ask question: what kind of person? What kind of thing? What kind of bird? What kind of animal? If you ask this question, you can easily identify adjectives. Look at the fifth example. Now I am reading a written letter. So which kind of letter I am reading? Written letter. Here letter means singular countable noun. You can say two letters, three letters, five letters. Here a written letter means singular countable noun. Written is an adjective in the sentence. It acts as an adjective. It is used before the noun letter and it is describing the letter. Which kind of letter? Written letter. Just imagine the scenario. Someone has sent a letter and I am reading it. So it is already written. That's why we call it a written letter, right? Mini review. So look at these three examples. I have used only one past participle verb in three different ways. I have completed my homework. So this sentence is in present perfect tense and in this sentence completed is the verb and it is part of the sentence, part of the verb phrase have completed. Completed is giving full meaning about the sentence. Perfect tense. We'll see second example. My homework has been completed. So this sentence is in passive voice, right? Present perfect passive voice. My homework has been completed. So completed is used in passive voice. In first sentence, completed is the verb. It acts as the verb. In second sentence, it is used in passive voice. So it helps us to complete the meaning of the sentence. Look at the third example. Sometimes students try to submit completed projects. So you take BTech students when they come to final year. Sometimes they simply buy projects from someone else and they try to submit completed projects. Which kind of projects? Completed projects. They simply buy completed projects from someone and they submit in the college. That's what they do, right? Sometimes they do like that. Which kind of projects? Completed projects. Projects means plural countable and completed is an adjective. It is giving information about noun, which kind of projects, completed projects, right? We'll see final examples. I had felt happy when I saw my results. You have been given important questions. The interested students always show interest. Here, in these examples, felt, given, interested, these three are past participles. In first sentence, I had felt happy when I saw my results. Here, felt is the verb of the sentence and it is preceded by had. So I already told you have, has, had. So these are followed by past participles in perfect tenses. Felt is the verb of the sentence and it is a main verb. Okay. You have been given important questions. Here, given is the past participle used in passive voice. This sentence is in passive voice. Okay. You have been given important questions means your teacher, your class teacher has given important questions. You have been given important questions or important questions have been given to you. So both are correct. The interested students always show interest. Here, interested is an adjective, ed adjective. It describes students. Which kind of students? Interested students. So, interested is used before the noun, students. That's why it acts as an adjective. So, in these examples, felt, given, interested, these three are past participles and they have different functions, right? They are used in three different ways. I hope these examples are clear. We'll see the conclusion of the video. Okay. Conclusion. Past participle as verbs. We discussed examples. Past participle in passive voice. So we have seen examples, right? Past participle as adjectives. Remember, you take any base verb. It has V3 form. V3 form of base verbs are called past participles and they are used in different ways. They act as verbs, they are used in passive voice and they also play adjective role. So this is all about past participles. So we all know about non-finite verbs and there are four types. First one gerund, second one infinitive, third one present participle, fourth one past participle. So they act as verbs. In addition to that, they also have other functions. That is why we call them non-finite verbs. When it comes to finite verbs, they only act as verbs in the sentence. So I hope you are able to identify the difference between finite verbs and non-finite verbs. So this is the new series that I have recently started and it is about to complete. I hope we have understood. So whatever has been taught through these videos. So when you look at my videos, I give my best to make you understand and I take at least 5 to 6 examples so that at least out of those examples, 3 examples will help you understand the concept. So examples play an important role. Even if you don't understand the definition of something, if you look at examples, you can understand. That is the beauty of examples. If you like the content, please like and subscribe to the channel and share it to your friends, right? Thanks for watching.